Hello again. This is Chad Broshears, and this is another episode of Troubleshooting Life. Today I'm going to talk about a question I posed on a social media outlet the other day. And the question was simple. The answers aren't really always that simple, though. The question was, what is your ideal relationship like? And some of the responses I got, which are wonderful, and I really appreciate the feedback on this. One person in particular said a passionate partnership with both parties are combining their powers to create a mutual vision. Now, that's beautiful. It's fantastic. I responded to that by asking, real simply, what is your plans to declare what that means to your partner when you have a partner, if you don't have one now, or if you do have a partner, how to declare what your intentions for your life and your life in a relationship is. And I didn't really get any response to that as much as because the question is a little foreign to a lot of people because we function from a basic premise. And that basic premise is that a lot of people believe that relationships are all the same. Like we go into them with the exact same intentions. We all speak the same language. We all have the same definitions for things like love, partnership, compassion, like these different aspects of what we're looking for in a relationship. We all kind of go into it as if we all have the exact same definitions. The truth is, and especially in my practices with my students and clients, is that's not true. You can ask anybody to define what love is, for example. Don't tell them what your definition is before you ask them the question or after you ask them the question. Only offer your definition after they've concluded theirs. My experience of that is that people will quickly join in with your idea because your idea may sound really good versus where they're coming from. You want to know where they're coming from. Most people don't. I've had a lot of people tell me that love is martyrdom. They don't say it directly like that. They'll say things like where you would do anything for the other person, including sacrifice yourself if you had to. Well, that's martyrdom. I've had other people say, different things like, well, whenever somebody caters to my needs or I cater to their needs. Well, that's really vague. And also, what if their need is that your vision for the relationship is being monotonous and their vision for the relationship is being an open relationship or polygamist? And you don't know that, but their needs are that they have multiple partners. And you originally fell in love with this person, or your definition of love, you fell into it. And then the person says, well, I want to be with other people. For you, it'll be most likely insulting because it's not your definition. It's not your paradigm. It's not the way you know your world of relationships to be. Also, I hear a lot, especially in my own dating relationships, I don't know what the future looks like for us. And I always encourage the person that I'm with in that conversation, whether that's intimately with myself, or if it's a person in conversation for, just general conversations or students or clients. I'll ask them if they have a crystal ball, would that take away some of the ideas about the way the relationship should be? Would that also cause them to omit or disregard the relationship because they know what the outlook would be? Most people, because they're afraid of pain, emotional predominantly, that they're going to do everything they can to avoid that sensation. What happens in that mindset is everything that occurs in the relationship, for better or worse, is going to be completely disregarded because of the ability to foresee what the outcome would be. Most people will not look at the outcome in the big picture, stating that the outcome would be maybe that person would encourage you to go back to school or start a company, or maybe that person will have a child with you, but long term that person would not be in your life and cause a lot of hardship in the sense that they're not there to love you the way you expect them to love. But you don't look at it that you had a child with this person or that this or that. A good deal of times whenever people have children, they do actually take in the child into consideration. But if you were not to know you would have a child using a crystal ball, and you just saw that there would be heartache, because that's one of the first questions that you would look for. Will this relationship work out? Well, here's another truth. No relationship will ever work out in the full scheme and scale of things, because working out, like what it means to the relationship to work out, is completely designed by your intentions, your forethoughts into the idea of the relationship, where you're coming from, as well as we're all going to die. So is it just going to work out for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 30 years? What is your definition for it working out? What I'm actually suggesting is that people start considering what their definitions are, because this is key in understanding communication. Okay?